Did you know actually the Western Cape on its own has dropped its unemployment rate by 20%, meaning there's 20% more jobs than there is in the rest of South Africa, just in the Western Cape.
I feel like it was a matter of them showing or conveying their authority.
Yeah, you see those ones, they are very good of using their power where it's not needed.
Chief.
Where it's needed, they don't.
No,
But, okay.
I am practicing one of my rights, which is freedom of speech, and I will continue to do so as long as I'm alive.
Being goal-orientated, whereby you want to achieve dreams.
Is for you to bring them back to perspective on their value and their worth.
Don't you want to repeat? They are waiting. Let her cool.
Okay.
Students,
Bafundi, welcome to the #1 student podcast in SA. You know. We're talking to you, and you. Live on your screen, guys, you know. It's the one and only MR Mongo. And on my far left, I have the one and only screen lady, actually African Chris Brown. And guess what? African Chris Brown is behind the scene. Who ghost lady, ghost man. What today? Today, guys, it's going to be an interesting episode, but before we actually move any further, I just want to greet you guys. How are you?
we are good.
You're
Tired.
good. Ghost lady, producer.
You're not referring to me, are you?
Hey, that position suits you, Chief.
Yeah, you see, yeah, I'm very comfortable. It seems like now this is going to be my new position.
Nah.
I like it here, so cozy.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, by the way, we actually have a friend of the podcast joining us today. So you can actually introduce yourself to the viewers.
Oh, fine. My name is Timna. I'm a student at CPT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, did you actually see what was happening in UKZN before we actually start the episode? I want to talk about that. My mind kept on saying, talk about it. Did you actually see the shootout that was happening in UKZN?
I didn't see it, but I heard.
But it was happening on TikTok.
I had to lay off TikTok for some time because yo, impilo yam yasengcupheni. Kazala.
Guys, you're wrong. Because you're chasing people from TikTok now. People are scared to scrolling. Because she doesn't know. What if she's being dragged even now?
Yeah, my mental health is important.
Yeah, don't worry, I will check you. Hey, a lot has been happening since you were out.
As long as it's no longer about me, I'm okay with it.
No.
Yes.
But yeah, apparently, so I saw a video on TikTok whereby students were getting shot. I don't know if it's the police or private security, but yeah, they were getting shot. I think it's also regarding the protests that are actually going around the national.
Wait, were they being shot with actual bullets or was
No,
it like
rubber bullets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it's okay, but I'm like,
No, you made it sound like it's bad.
No, I'm just saying that. No, I'm saying that at least nobody died. I'm not saying hore ish. Yeah, you get me.
But we actually don't know like the full context of it. So if you out there and you know the full story, here's the number here down below. Actually, just shoot it out on the podcast and tell us the full story. Maybe you can hear your own. Do you even have a voice note, Chief? We can play it here on the podcast and actually play the full story. So, guys, today I want us to speak about the national concerns around the students' demographic, regarding the protests, the registrations, people that are struggling with NSFAS and going home, people that don't have residence. That I want us to actually speak about that actually as a whole, because the reason that I want us to talk about it is because Umaya got dragged for all the wrong reasons. And so some parts of it, we want to rectify that because now I feel like we have a panel that's very broad. We all have different perspectives, right?
Yes, and now we have somebody that can actually say hi. You're not supposed to say that. So that's good.
Because you've never been in the crowd.
No, because you guys were not reprimanding me,
No,
you were not saying, Guti, I'm starting to better here, so I must not use the terminology that I was using, So hopefully you can step in.
I mean, everyone has a freedom of speech, so you can't tell you what to say and what not to
That's
say.
when
No,
it goes
but-
wrong, Jiv.
But what I'm saying is, hopefully, Timna will be able to step in and say,
Mm.
"But guys, I think you taking kak here. Sorry for the lingo."
No, Shem. Is the language on YouTube? Toot. Oh, toot, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
So, yeah, are you right? Mara, I want us to further elaborate. Ne? Firstly, what was happening here at CPUT? And I fear that actually it's still currently happening whereby students that still don't have residence and all that. So I just want you guys to actually give me your concerns. Like, okay, I need to imagine I'm saying this to you. And then you guys are telling me, good, hi. The reason why it's happening, like that matter, man, whereby students were being shot with rubber bullets. Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to know what happened there.
Well, nobody really knows. You know how the law always thinks we're like some things are violent. You know how they claim to mistake peaceful protests for gaying,
Was
for
it
violent
peaceful?
student protests are always
It
peaceful.
wasn't a protest.
What was it?
I don't think it was a protest because now remember they were outside or they were close to Parliament and then they were standing there and they created a memorandum and someone from, I think it was the secretary or someone from the office of what's the thing, higher education
Yeah.
came out to say, okay, I'm going to receive the memorandum. Apparently students were there to submit the memorandum to the minister herself,
Okay.
but then due to the fact that those students that actually didn't want to move or drag their feet, because now remember, not everyone can walk fast as much as we wanted them
Okay,
to,
okay.
and others, it's either they were washing or they were still buying food and everything. So now we had to be, okay, there had to be a collective so that whenever they went there, it's more of making a statement, it's more of getting recognition because trust me, they've wrote to the SRC, they've wrote to the dean, they've wrote to anyone in management to say, please help me, I need accommodation, I'm going through this and this and this, but somehow the emails were not responded to. So now they came to the SRC to say, we seek this and this and this. And the SRC themselves, they have been trying, I don't want to lie, and they have been exhausting all means, but however, it seems like I'm not sure what happened between the management and the SRC because I cannot speak on that because I'm not, you understand?
Yeah.
But now the students, all of them decided, you know what, let's go submit a memorandum to the minister herself because now she's here in Cape Town and we are facing this issue and there's multiple of us. So surely she can try to assist as she is the Minister of Education. So now they went there, compiled the memorandum, someone else received it, and in the midst of them receiving it, now whatever that they did there was done, and then now they had to move from being there to whatever, back to the university,
Yeah.
because now remember, it was more of a public stunt, not a public stunt, but more of, this is happening at CPUT, we're not
So
getting help.
we want public
It's a cry for-
recognition.
exactly,
Okay,
it's a cry for
yes.
help to say,
Yeah.
somebody
Needs to do something.
yes, literally like put pressure on the university
Yeah.
so that they could get some sort of help. Because remember, I said they've exhausted all means. They've sent emails. They've tried to speak with the SRC, but somehow the SRC couldn't or could help, but only a minority of them. And the process is very slow. And remember, majority of the students were actually returning students at first, long before the first year students came. And whenever there was some sort of progress, first year students were prioritized instead of returning students.
Okay.
But the thing is, returning students have classes that start in
Earlier than the first years,
exactly.
yes.
So you can't just, and mostly it was mostly third year students and everything.
Yeah.
And remember, in third year there's this thing, what's it called again? It's not an internship, in SEV, yes. So meaning around September and everything, the semester is concluded. Now you're just completing your
Your
in-serve,
in-serve and
you understand?
time for your
So now
exams.
they were missing out on classes because I can't attend a class. I haven't bathed, I haven't ate, and I slept in a mat, and it's just my body is sore, and now I have to attend the class fully conscious and be able to concentrate in class and write down notes. Whereas if I'm going to class, I'm gonna miss the process of them placing. You understand? So
yes.
now I have to choose
But
which one do I
Aside,
sacrifice.
Do they eat while they actually don't have like accommodation?
There were people that were donating. Some people still had funds from home that was given to them to say, you buy groceries
But
when you
they're
get
going
there.
to exhaust those funds.
No, I get what we're talking about in that period.
Are they depending on their funds from home or the money
That's
they
that's
have.
what was that's what
it.
was happening at the time.
The institution doesn't give them
No.
anything.
The institution never gave them anything. The
Not even
students.
sandwich, yeah.
No, sorry, no sandwich. What do you mean
So-
sandwich? It was mostly what's the thing? Affiliated structures that
Yeah.
actually try to help them out. What's the thing? There's this thing called MedSoc. I'm doing a lot of arms. There's what's the thing? MedSoc that actually donated food for them, provided sandwiches and what's the thing? A juice so that they could have some food. But a lot of students kept what's the thing? They kept going to certain individuals that they know they will get assisted from, let's say the SRC in terms of pairs, women health and everything like that. And if ever you didn't have food, then they would possibly approach someone that they know that might be able to help them to say, okay, this is happening. But I think a lot of different structures were able to not aid all of them, because remember, it's donation, so it comes in certain
certain-
numbers, so that
yeah.
will not be able to feed everyone else. But so far they exhausted the funds from school, from home I mean. But somehow, I don't want to say they're hustlers, but
They managed.
they did not manage.
Oh, okay.
Only a few of them, but remember, it's very degrading for me to sleep in student center and for me to wash in bathroom in toilets,
toilets,
and
yeah.
then now I have to go again ask for food whilst I don't feel like myself. Already I feel like half of my esteem, half of my dignity is gone, but somehow I have to go and ask. So a lot of them actually, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but some of them did not ask for food, but you'd only hear it from a friend to say, my friend has been sleeping there for days and he has no one to ask because everything seems busy and everyone is eating, so can you please assist in certain cases? And then that's where the students at Rez would be able to assist to say, I can cook for you and I can bring you food to eat, but then it's very temporary. It's not even temporary. It's just
for the time
now,
being, because that's
and
what
then
I
the
can.
food ends, and then what happens tomorrow? Now I have to again.
I like a point that you mentioned, man. You mentioned something related to hygiene, especially to the females.
Yes.
Like when I'm so concerned about their hygiene, what do they actually do? Because there are female things that females need to take care of. But now you don't have like a proper structure to actually do all those things. And my concern is, does the institution actually provide those rests and say, okay, you can go and bath there for this time. We're giving you from 7 to 9.
The institution
You could-
basically didn't lend a helping hand. This is the outline.
So, but how do they?
The institution, remember, at some point didn't even allow them to enter the premises with their luggages. So it was like a blockage in front of everything. So now what I'm understanding from what Timna is saying, at first I thought it was for protest reasons that the shootout happened here at CPUT, the one that happened there by Parliament. But now that I understand, I'm getting that it was just the authority claiming authority where it was not needed. They were trying to remind themselves that, we
are
have
in power.
guns and we have power.
Yeah,
and
that's what I saw
we can
also.
basically do anything and everything we wish to do.
I feel like it was a matter of them showing or conveying their authority.
Yeah, you
onto
see those
them.
ones, they are very good of using their power where it's not needed.
Chief.
Where it's needed, they don't.
Because you're a ghost today, you ghosty.
But I'm saying honest facts.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
think it was mostly a power trip, because now remember, when we went to Parliament, they were escorting us, or they were escorting students. So now, all of a sudden, what's the street? There's a police station street, and then behind it, behind us, I forgot the name of the street. Somehow, students, there's this other video that was recorded and it was put on TikTok where I think there was, a central SRC that was trying to address the students. And while he was trying to address the students, there was a loud bang. I'm not sure whether was it. I don't want to call it a bomb because I feel like I'm exaggerating. But there's this other thing that they use besides tear gas, and then from there on, students ran different directions. Remember, some of these kids are first-year students.
And
They
they're scared,
don't.
yeah.
They don't know Cape Town or anything, and now you're just running for your life because police are shooting literally. And remember, I said they escorted us, so you have no reason, absolutely no reason for you to to use the weapons that you didn't carry the time you were escorting us to Parliament. You understand?
You showed them that you're not threat also to them because you guys were
And
working
I
together.
heard that there was an agreement. I heard that there was an agreement that the police agreed to escort them to get whatever they were trying to get across to the Minister of Education, and then after that escort them back.
Yes.
But then when you guys got there, they changed the whole scenery and actually turned their backs against you and made it seem like you were there to attack.
We didn't okay, let me say the students did not attack anything because remember they left their baggage and everything. They went there bare hands, submitted the memorandum, someone else accepted it, they signed it, and then they said we're going to get back to you within 14 days. And we said 14 days is very far because remember they are sleeping in student center, and while we're waiting for the 14 days the number is increasing because remember the students,
Some are still arriving.
yes, that were still at home, and now they're hearing okay they're getting placed. So I'm like, that literally means I have to go physically to the university
So that
in
I
order
can
for me
get
to get
placed.
placement because I'm a third year student, remember, and everything else. So now they said, what's that? I forgot. They said, I'm sorry.
They said they will get
It's
back to you
okay.
after 14 days and then...
Yes, after 14 days. And then we said, no, they should go back to the whoever received the memorandum to say, no, we need a much more immediate plan. Because remember, some of them have been sleeping since January. And a lot of the students have already exhausted
their
their funds.
funds.
And as I've said, they didn't have a place to wash. You can't wash in the toilet. In the toilets now, when they were still in the student center, when you would get in, literally, toilets of the university, you get in, a student is fully naked. And they're just bathing. It's as if it's a normal thing. And now it's very hard for you to enter that bathroom because it feels like you're
invading their space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for them, it's something that was normal. And even when you went through the corridors where the toilets are on, you would actually smell soap. And some of these toilets would be wet, damp,
To
as
show
if
that people were doing their
they're
business
using
in
it as
there.
a sanitation space and everything. But it's not fair, do you understand? Because
Yeah.
why should I have to, it's like devaluing yourself or whatever that it is, whereby you have to strip off your dignity just because you want accommodation, even though you qualify and you should be able to get it, but somehow there's a stuck between the processes and you're not understanding because they don't send out messages to say we will place returning students on certain dates and certain dates.
And on certain dates we'll
And you're
adjust the first
panicking
years.
because all of your classmates or half of your classmates are placed and you're like, why not me? Why am I not getting placed? And you have a lot, honestly, and there's just everything going on because now you're worrying about academics, financial, and there's just accommodation. And remember, they're all students, and somehow things will go missing or whatever that it is.
Yeah.
And I think
So,
yes.
I think we actually have to make another tribe coffee right now. I need to find my cup and the tribe coffee. It's not here, Chief. So yeah, we'll actually dwell on it, shortly. This is every student's dream, man. So we would like to take this opportunity to thank Singata Cafeteria by hosting us on this amazing venue that they have. So if you're a student and you're looking for a place to chill out at and actually get something to eat, definitely go to Singata Cafeteria and actually get yourself a meal and relax. Because look at this place, man. They have comfortable couches. They have a screen you can actually see and get entertained. They have a beautiful atmosphere. It's quite refreshing. You wouldn't even tell that you're in a university. So get yourself a Singata experience. Sharp, sharp. So guys, we were actually talking about a very sensitive topic towards the students and a current problem. I feel like every university is currently actually facing this, regardless of you being privileged, you being the best university in Africa or being the worst. Students are actually struggling. And I feel like it's overlooked now. It's not even overlooked. I mean, it's underlooked. Because they think it's normal. They draw this image around the struggle of students not finding rest on time, sleeping outside, having to protest. It's like now people are even anticipating it like it's something normal, guys.
No, I think it's because we don't have a deeper perspective to things. Like myself, for example, I've always had like shallow thoughts about it. I've always thought, they're sleeping at a student center. It's probably cold. yeah, okay, cool, you understand? But I didn't think about the depth of it, or which like people are showering or taking baths
Yeah.
in the basins. I didn't think about the sanitary aspect of
Sure.
it. I didn't think about, yes, there are things that I thought about, which like everybody deserves a right to shelter, you understand? But I didn't, man, the way you just put it, now it was like, whoa, these people are really homeless. You get it? Like at first you just, you touch and go with it. You're like, oh man, they're probably fine. They're probably telling their parents what's happening every step of the way. And their parents is like, so now you talking about it, it just put more perspective to it, and it sort of made it a little bit personal. You know, you start personalizing it. You start putting yourself in the shoes of the students and actually
And
assuming the position that they are in. You
there's
understand?
actually something that happened that I want to talk about. I was in the cafeteria, I think a few days ago. I was with this gentleman. We were actually playing chess now. And they actually told me like they were drinking water. And this guy was like, I'm actually drinking this water. It's 10 rand. This is what I eat for the whole day. And I'm like, Joe. And this guy is like, this is what we eat. And sometimes we normally spend the day without even having anything. But sometimes you do get that friend that comes and says, no, here's a 20 rand. You can buy maybe a sandwich or buy a fat cook and eat. So I was like, so people actually go through a day. And when you even, Chief, I was even ashamed to complain about that 1 meal I have.
You know, you become
when
so
you were-
scared to say,
You were
"I-
busy complaining about spending 30 rand on
Somebody
on-
doesn't
on
have
a-
that 30
on a
rand.
sandwich, but some people just are sleeping with just water alone.
But I mean, I'm concerned. Do you know? I don't know why, but I'm so concerned about the hygiene of the females, man.
You know what annoys me now about this whole thing? The institution, they've made this thing so normal and has us disregarding everything. But if you think about it, you took these children out of the comfort of their homes. This person was well taken care at home. This person, even if they come from a not so fortunate background, they did sleep with food because the mother made a plan or the father made a plan. And then they came here looking for greener pastures only for them to go through what is worse than what they experienced when they're back home. You understand? And that is just, I think that is disrespectful to the people that are in it and to their parents.
That's what I said, because the last time I said it's so painful that you, as a parent, you would send out a child or a student to university because you think they're going to make a name out of themselves, they're going to get a better life, but to only find out that that person is going to sleep for 2 weeks outside.
I'm even remembering the podcast, so sorry,
It's fine.
that we shooted the other time with the two guys, and the one guy was saying, I can't even tell my mom about it because if I tell her, it's going to cause her so much pain that she might even die because she's living with a chronic disease. And I was just like, do these people sit down and actually think about these things?
Do you know how many students that actually sleep here that don't tell their parents?
Because how do you?
There's a lot.
Because some of them, they actually scared that their parents are going to say, come home. And they know that I've worked so hard for this dream. I'm almost so close to achieving this thing. And I know what Cape Town or what Johannesburg or what Pretoria can
Can
do for me
offer.
than when I'm at home. Because when I'm at home, the opportunities are very limited compared to Cape Town. Cape Town, you can just go outside. If you're really committed, you can get something going on
Especially in
fast.
the Western Cape, because did you know actually the Western Cape on its own has dropped its unemployment rate by 20%, meaning there's 20% more jobs than there is in the rest of South Africa, just in the Western Cape.
No, I do believe that, because this place, it's filled with a lot of opportunities. As a student, if you're a student also out there, first year, second year, or last final year, I've seen a lot of people that actually went out with CVs. A handful of them actually came back without getting jobs.
Yeah.
Someone who's actually dedicated to finding a job, they actually do find jobs out there. So yeah.
But now I have a question for Timna. I want to know, so this thing has been happening for almost a month, right? And it's been a couple of weeks since the last incident. So I want to know, has there been any form of improvement except for the ones that we seemingly know about the students that were temporarily placed and those that actually did get permanent residence? Has there been an improvement, and how huge of an impact did it have?
Okay, I think what's the thing? There was this other time where students were asked to be outside, because now the thing is, as much as they were in student center, but you'd realize only one student was placed amongst probably 500 plus students.
Okay.
So the progress at first, it wasn't really that much. And there was this other time where students actually went to Belleville because there was supposedly a MENCOM where the Vice Chancellor, along with management and SRC, were sitting a MENCOM meeting where they will actually get to provide way forwards or solutions to the issues. And I think some of the some of the students, when they got to Belleville, they were told the MENCOM or the venue of the meeting was changed to Newlands, and then students actually took a shuttle. There's a res at Mowbray where there's a Stanhope, because now the thing is, when they were in Belleville, they were told all shuttles to Newlands were suspended after the venue was changed to Newlands. So meaning they didn't want them to go and disrupt the meeting or anything else like that. So now it was more of students were taking the shuttle from Belleville to Mowbray, from Mowbray to Stanhope, and then walk all the way from Stanhope to Newlands. I think it's behind the railway station or something, the new campus. Yeah, obviously. And when they got there was this other video that trended on TikTok where some of the individuals or some of the students went there, and when they got there, the premises were locked and they had private securities with pellet guns and some of the CPS securities and everything else. So they had no access to say, Vice Chancellor, this is what we're facing. And on the other side, because I think there were two entrances, yes. On the other side, there were actually police. And we all know police are very much intimidating. And if ever they see some sort of, now remember, the same students that went to Newlands were the same students that were actually rubber bulleted by the police, even though they were on school premises and everything like that.
Yeah.
So now the students, they have to proceed with caution, because remember, you can get arrested, meaning you're going to lose. Who's going to pay for bail? Who's going to pay for bail? And who's going to get you a lawyer or anything else like that? So now you have to proceed with caution, and you can't even enter the premises to say this is what I'm facing, because now they just feel like we've been sending emails to HODs, we've been sending emails to everyone that we know. So now we just want the Vice Chancellor himself to let us know, is he actually aware of this happening? Because remember, as much as he's the Vice Chancellor, it doesn't mean he's very much knowledgeable or knows everything on the ground, because remember, he has people, which is departments
that are dealing with
certain
for
things.
him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now, if you realize he's actually constantly traveling and whatever the Vice Chancellor does. So now students are like, we want him to place us himself, because we've been crying to
And what are we
management and
supposed to
anything
do
else,
now?
and there's no sort of hope unless it's him to say. Now they just want to see him to say, okay, just deregister and just go back home. Any way forward to say, because now the students were very much tired and sleeping, because as I've said, some of them were attending students and they came around January and some came around February, and there's a lot of students just basic. And remember, one thing about CPUT is that it does accommodate students who come from very underprivileged backgrounds, because remember, you don't get to pay a registration fee or anything else like that. So it's not like those, I don't want to say top notch, but it's not like those universities where you have to pay 7,500 for a registration fee or anything else. You can just register and then everything else will follow, even if your NSFAS is taking delays or anything. I think the university is very, I'm not going to say lenient, don't say lenient, but understanding, yes, understanding, because remember, institutions of higher learning are not for profit, but they are to ensure that education yes, exactly.
Thank you for correcting her. Otherwise.
So now the thing is, remember, unprivileged kids, some of them come from Eastern Cape, different provinces, as well as Limpopo, and at home they had to hustle even for the ticket to Cape Town, you understand? So now there's not much that they can do for the kid, because they're like, it's a big city, modernized, as you guys glorified Cape Town in some sort of way, but you are there for green pastures and everything, because remember, when students post about these videos and everything, there's comments from Cape Coloureds to say, go back to your provinces. Why are you there? There's spaces,
But
you're
then would
finishing
they
the
like
spaces.
it if we were in the Free State and we said to those Cape Townian coloureds that were in the Free State, go back to your province? Because that's really not how university works.
Yes.
University, you go where you are admitted. It's not like you have a choice to say, I will go to the university in my province. Because if it was like that, we wouldn't have different tribes in the rest of South Africa.
Do you think
We
Cape Town
wouldn't
would
be-
have 4 universities if that was the case?
If-
Do you think if that was the case, Cape Town would have 4 universities? Because I'm sure that there are 4 universities here. So why would Cape Town have so many universities while?
Also, university, if you as a Cape Townian say that, go back to your, that
What's a
university,
Cape Townian, Chief?
it's a person who was born in Cape Town.
Nah.
Yes, you are a Cape Townian, okay?
Let's leave that one. It's too
If you, as a Cape Townian, tell people to go back to their home provinces, first and foremost, that university was not built by your great ancestors.
Hey.
Even if you could wake up and dream about it, okay? So stay out of businesses that don't involve you.
Do you know I
and
almost
don't
said
chase
something,
people.
Chief?
Like you can't be chasing people out of the province. It's not your mother's province. This is all our country. That's why we are a diverse country. Stop doing that. Stop it. Okay.
No, I won't say it.
You better not say anything.
I don't like let me not go any
But
further.
also, you should watch your words, eh?
No,
But,
I
okay.
am practicing one of my rights, which is freedom of speech, and I will continue to do so as long as I'm alive.
But guys, I wanna, as you were speaking about that, ne, there's something that I thought about. There's this thing, ne, whereby I wanna know how many placement officers are here in UCPUT.
CBD, remember there's different campuses.
Are there not placements on each campus?
Do they have one in
Except
Mowbray?
for, I don't think Granger Bay would apply because there's no residents.
Granger Bay is inter-campus of District, so it falls under
right,
District.
alright.
But in Mowbray and District,
Districts
that's where they place students, or the placement officers for Mowbray are actually in Districts. And then there's Belleville
And then there's
and
Wellington.
But I think Wellington operates individually, or is it from placement officers? Yeah, sorry, but I'm not sure about Wellington. But I believe Belleville is the main campus, so it operates obviously for Belleville
But is it
students.
safe to say it's less than 4?
I would say 3.
It's very.
Is it? Oh, yes. Sorry. There's in Districts,
Chantel, yeah.
Yes. And then in Belleville, I think there's this other guy, but I'm not sure.
I don't think you guys
And
should
then-
be name dropping. Hey?
Oh, sorry.
Mara, it's Chantel, Chief.
I know, but like,
Mara, it's Chantel, Chief.
No, but
And
like,
Mara,
you know-
the reason why I'm
Why
saying
don't
that,
you think we should name drop?
I don't
Mara,
know.
is it wrong? Because
Not that I'm
It's
saying
on the website though.
No, she was
Okay,
dragged.
okay.
She knows now.
No, hey, don't involve me in any drags. I'm not dragging anyone, I'm just saying.
Now, you shouldn't be scared. This is a safe space.
She's
You
being
can-
extra cautious.
Yeah, you can say as much as you want.
But she's taking precautions still. The reason why I'm asking that, it's so shocking that for a university that enrolls close to 12,000 students per year and deals with, when you're talking about all the students per year that actually are in SUPUT, it's close to even 30,000, including the returning students in the
Yeah.
first years. To have 3 placement officers, it's quite disappointing to say, because how can 3 people place 30,000 people? I can't even do the math myself.
Yeah.
It's going to take
But
a
it's
lot
not
of
just-
time.
And
It's
remember,
not just
they
the
have
3 of them, eh?
what's this thing? Hours.
It's not just the 3 of them, though.
No, the thing is, what's this thing? It's literally the 3 of them, because remember, there are other people that they actually hire to assist with that are actually students, and they have what's this thing? A time frame. You don't work from 8 till 10. You work from 8 till 4. So, in all of that, remember, there's also lunch within that time frame.
But it's like,
And-
now it's starting to sound like you guys are justifying them for not doing their jobs. This whole placement thing literally starts from December, doesn't it?
No.
Doesn't it? I'm saying like just after results are released, isn't there a meeting of like forecasting that takes place just before the academic year starts, just before anything commences?
Because
there's
I
no
also
such
heard
thing.
something, I was told that actually the SRC stays behind and then plans for, like, they stay for December and then they plan for, like, the intake of students in
Actually,
January.
you're supposed to plan ahead. You don't just close schools. You can't just close. You have to plan. Okay, in the upcoming year, this is what we plan to do. This is our next step. You can't take the next step within that year.
Okay.
How do you expect to get progress?
I think the publication of results happens before they actually close for the academic term, which is the staff. And then after they close, there's no one that comes back to campus to say, okay, I'm going to place students that actually passed. No. The placement actually happens when another academic year, which is in January, because remember the stuff actually opens, I think 7 days before schools are opened or something like that. But days before the academic term actually starts, or the registration period to be exact. So when they come back, that's when they start to place students.
But
And
still doesn't make sense because it's like 30,000 students, 3 people.
Yeah.
They can't place all the students in the
You
middle.
know why
of
I'm asking all of this? I'm trying to understand then if nothing happens in the current year for the following year, what is the purpose one of us applying for
The
any of
previous
these
year.
things in that current year if they don't take action about it in that current year and wait for the following year,
I think
6-7 days prior to anything happening?
I think we need another episode.
What?
I will need another episode. This time with
Yeah,
coffee, guys. I
and-
feel like
And I feel like CPUT should hire one of you guys to actually assist
They
with
should
the
hire Maya,
placing thingy, because you seem pretty well
Chief,
with it.
when are you posting too much today? So, guys, that's it from the Student Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to also comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's grow the channel to 10K subscribers so we can actually claim the name of being the #1 student podcast in the country and also in the continent. Because Rumza can create his podcast also. This side. So, guys, please also comment, like, and subscribe, like I said. See you next time, next week. Adios. Sharp, sharp. Siyabonga. Dotins. Students, it pains us to know that 80% of you haven't subscribed to the channel. So we would like to ask you, whether you are a student, a lecturer, or professional working class, please hit the subscribe button down below. And just by that small act, you're going to be helping us to being the biggest student platform in the continent. So can you please subscribe and share the channel to more people, and we promise to give you the most valuable content that you've ever experienced and give you the best guest that you can. Thank you so much.